This is Drop Tent Media Network.
Seriously, Dad?
Seriously, Dad? Two father comedians out of Philadelphia. Seriously, Dad?
Dad? Seriously?
Dad?
Seriously? Seriously?
Seriously, Dad, welcome back. Everyone's wondering what's going on. They're like, you couldn't pass for Yoder in any way, shape, or form. Just so you know.
I mean, we have similar builds. You know, I don't know what it's about us.
I mean, what do you think, Neil? You think he could pass for Yoder? You think like, oh, Yoder's like a black dude now?
I think in temperament, maybe.
In temperament, okay.
I think in temperament. There's kind of two very cool headed. I think they're both cool headed in a very. I mean, I know you're not a teacher, but Jay's been tested by children. Like for years.
Jay's been up against
on another level.
Yes, that's a good point
for sure.
Different.
Well, introduce yourself, my friend. Please do.
Look, thank you for having me, man. Gary Sharp.
I
know that. I read the email. I know.
Yeah. When Jay's away, we have the guests introduce themselves.
I guess
Albert's got his hat on backwards. He's chilling out.
A new thing.
He's bringing a different energy to the pod today, and I respect it. I respect it. It demands respect.
Gary Sharp Jr., ladies and gentlemen.
Gary Sharp Jr., man.
There he is.
Thank you for having me.
New Jersey's finest, New York's finest. You're a New Jersey guy?
Jersey, yeah. Jersey, South Jersey.
Okay.
Born and raised. Still out there. I claim Philly, though. When they bring me up on stage, I'm a Philly comic.
Yeah, you don't want to be a South Jersey.
No, come on.
From all the way from South Jersey.
Philly sounds better.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, we met in South Jersey.
Did we meet in South Jersey?
In South Jersey. What was it was it there a Double Nickel Brewing in Jersey?
Yes.
That's where we met.
A show at Double Nickel?
It was right around, I think it was right before COVID.
Okay, this sounds right.
Did that make sense? Right before COVID?
Yeah.
I think it was a mic. They used to run a mic at it, right?
So I started comedy at October 2019. So I started right before.
Yeah, so that's when we met. Right before, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And we've been cool since. And then I saw you in New York.
Yeah, we did that show. That kind of a weird show in New York.
Interesting show, yeah. Now you were in New York for a minute though, right?
Yeah. So I was up in Newark for a little over a year. Then I knocked my old lady up just so I could be on this podcast.
Yeah.
And now we are.
That's a long play. I like that. Because we didn't even have a podcast going where that took place.
I was like, one day I'm going to need to have a kid. So,
so you were in Newark.
I was in Newark, yeah. I was in Newark for a year.
That was your Jersey side of New York, was Newark?
Exactly. That was my attempt to do the North Jersey thing.
Okay.
Be close enough to New York, but still kind of be able to come to Philly. I had plans. What did Mike Tyson say? You have a plan so you get hit in the mouth. That was my plan, and then literally, I was with my girlfriend for 6 months. Found out she was pregnant, and we're like, "Oh, this is going to be our life now."
That's the dream.
That's what it is, dude.
When I was driving here today, I was like, children, as much as we love them, they are like the dream killers.
A little bit. I mean,
they kill
it changes your dream. You know what I mean? It shifts your perspective.
Yeah,
in a lot of
your
ways.
trajectory on it. You're like, I just added however many years to that plan because of and you can't back out of it. So they kill your dreams, and then
we're fully in
and you have to raise them as they're killing your dreams. It's like it's messed up.
I mean, look, I guess you don't have to raise them. Some people just
don't raise them.
Fucking leave.
So right, you can't do that.
Never. I can't imagine that. But
no, that's a rough way to do it. I'm not one of those guys either. So what was Newark like? Because I've heard a lot of people say they moved to Jersey City.
Yeah.
As their point. And what's the other one? Hoboken?
Hoboken, yeah.
Yeah. Never known anyone to move to Newark. My aunt lives in Newark, so I've been in Newark a bit.
Okay.
Did you dig it? Was it?
I loved it, man. It felt like Philly, honestly.
Okay.
It's kind of got that kind of gritty, just kind of city feel.
Gritty / grimy.
I didn't want to say grimy, but you know what I mean. We all live.
I'll love Newark and Philly.
And I'm not gonna eat anything on the train. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna take home first. It's kind of got that feel to it, but it's a city. There's people everywhere. It's very convenient. I was right next to the train, right on Market Street.
Nice.
I love Newark. My girl didn't really like it. It gets a little dicey out there. You know what I mean? It's
so you convinced her to move to Newark.
Huh?
You convinced her to move to Newark also.
Yeah. She came up there with me. We were there for
So she came from South Jersey. You're both in South Jersey.
So she was in Philly. She lived in Philly.
Okay.
So that's where we met. Actually, I did we met on Hinge.
Okay. Nice.
The
new way to do it.
I remember I did one of those trolley shows. You ever done the trolley shows?
Oh yeah, I just did one.
Okay, yeah. So I did that, and afterwards we met at Buffalo Billiards.
Okay.
So I got off the trolley. I walked over to Buffalo Billiards. That's where we had our first date.
Oh, so you did the show and then you went to go on your date with her.
And then I went to go on a date with her.
Nice.
And I was like, yeah, I'm a comedian. I just did a show on a trolley. Do you want to go on a date with me? She's
nice.
Like, yeah.
Okay.
It's like, what?
Okay. I like that.
That's how this whole thing started.
All right. And then
so she relocated from Philly up to Newark. We lived there for a year. Found out she was pregnant and decided we'd come like back down to. My family's in South Jersey.
Yeah.
We moved back down here just to be around family for the support of it all.
Yeah.
You know. Now we're in Mount Laurel.
Nice spot.
Which is great. Yeah, the suburbs.
Nice
I prefer the city, but the suburbs for the family and the convenience of it all is good.
Did Newark smack you in the mouth or just life smacked you in the mouth?
What do you mean in terms of?
Well, you said everyone's got a plan to get smacked in the mouth.
Oh, just life in general.
Just life, just smack in the mouth.
My daughter coming was a smack in the mouth.
Because you didn't even plan that one out, huh?
Dude, not at all. I had a plan. I had comedy was going to be the thing. I was going to get into New York, 3 times a week.
Yeah, we would kill it. Yeah.
That was, we had our things going. And just had to kind of rearrange, revise the plan a bit.
That happens.
But it's
part of the game.
It's part of the game, baby.
So when you found out, this seems to be a question that comes up a lot. When you found out, you were excited, you were scared, you were concerned, you didn't believe it to be true. What, or were you thinking about that dream that just went?
Yes, the answer is yes.
Nice.
Everything.
Nice.
Check all the boxes. I had every emotion that you could possibly have, man. But at the top of it, I was just excited. You know what I mean? It was like, did I plan it? No, but am I happy that it happened? Am I excited to like go on this journey? Yeah,
hell
sure.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
like,
fun.
it's not like
you always knew you were going to be a father.
Oh, for sure.
That.
Yeah, for sure. Like it was always in the plans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just didn't know when. And I'm glad it happened, with my girlfriend. Shout out to Liv. She's great.
What up, Liv? Thank you so much.
I'm glad it wasn't with some random out here.
Oh,
could have been in a worse situation.
Oh, could have been a worse. Yeah,
you know
those things happen to people too.
Those do happen. And God bless them.
So you grew up in South Jersey. Your family life, good?
Yeah,
good?
Very good. Yeah.
Nice.
2-parent household, loving parents.
Nice.
Brother and sister. I'm the oldest of 3.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Just, my parents are... It's kind of like the Cosbys, you know what I mean? We had that kind of just like bond and
like minus all the pill stuff, like all that stuff.
All right, yeah. Can I? Why did I bring that up? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Just the show, the Cosbys, not the actors.
Thank you. Can we clarify?
The Huxtables, not the Cosbys.
We're not live, right? Can we just cut this out? I don't know why we're talking about Bill Cosby. All right.
Yeah, you were living good because the Huxtables had it all figured out, man. That was America's nuclear family and then some.
All the kids, they sent us to private high schools.
Oh, nice.
We all did the boarding school thing.
Okay.
So that was a very cool experience. And then prep school for a reason. It really got us ready for college. We all went to really good colleges.
Nice.
You know what I mean? It was one of those they just my parents set the bar high.
Okay.
Which I'm thankful for.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
So you guys all have a positive relationship.
For sure.
Nice.
For sure. As we get older, I think we're not as close, as tight-knit as we used to be, just because everyone's kind of living their lives. Like my brother's down in Virginia.
They have kids also?
No. So I'm bringing the first grandkid here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are they bringing, and so you have brother and sister?
Yeah.
Are they bringing like heavy aunt uncle vibes? Or are they kind of far away and not?
So they're just a little far away, I think.
Yeah.
They've been very good about, calling, and the presents on Christmas and birthdays have been good and all that. But sometimes you just wish that we all lived closer so we could see each other more often.
Right. So grandparents are right around the way?
Yeah, they're well, so they were. My dad actually just took a job in Chicago.
Okay.
So it was like perfect time. Like I had a kid and you're moving to Chicago.
Right.
So they're kind of back and forth between Chicago and South Jersey a little bit.
Okay.
But,
that's cool.
Yeah. No, but it's good, man. The family life was definitely good.
That's good. 'Cause, people from good families usually have good families, right? People from shitty families.
Yeah, right. You would hope so.
People try really hard, but they're usually like deficient. I guess everyone's a little deficient in certain things, right?
Of course, nobody's perfect. You know what I mean? But it's like what kind of example was set for you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All I know is what I saw growing up, which was a pretty good example.
Yeah.
But I also know people who like had a very shitty example and they just know exactly what not to do.
Yeah.
And they end up going in the good route just because they don't want to, kind of relive or recreate what they saw.
Yeah. I think that probably maybe 50-50 that happens, but you see it go both ways, right? People who are are making up for the previous generations and people who are just repeating the same stuff. I wonder what it is that makes people repeat the same mistakes.
That's a good question, dude. Yeah,
I'm just getting deep. I told you I had an edible earlier, right? I told you I had an edible, right?
That's a good question, though.
That's a good question, right?
When Jay's away, the boys will play.
Yeah, it's getting deep. No, why? But you know what I'm saying? Why do some people go, I'm never going to make someone else deal with the shit that I dealt with? Yeah. And then someone else goes, I ended up all right. It's fine. What do you think? I wonder what that is.
Yeah. I don't want to get, too deep. But yeah, maybe it's like they're so pissed. They're so like hurt. You know what I mean? That resentment, like they almost want to pass that on to somebody else, like just to get back at the person they're really mad at,
them that made it happen.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
maybe so.
Well, we say this all the time, right? Hurt people.
For sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's unfortunate that it gets passed down in like within your family to people that you're supposed to love and like take care of. Yeah, for sure. Hurt people.
Well, like I felt that. I feel that way. I felt that way. I'm not with the mother of my daughter.
Okay.
All right. So they're in South Jersey also.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time commuting back and forth. And growing up, I always wanted my relationship with my father to be better.
Gotcha.
And so, I'm probably not very similar, but I found out I was having a child. Didn't plan it. But one thing I knew was like I was going to make sure that I filled the gaps that I felt that were there when I was coming up. You know what I mean? But because it hurt, shit hurt. You know what I mean? So you're like, I'm not going to make someone else hurt. But
did you realize that it hurt like back then, or like as an adult, you're like, oh damn, that shit hurt?
I realized that it hurt. As an adult, I realized that I was still dealing with the hurt.
Damn.
Boom.
Are you in therapy? You're in therapy for sure.
I haven't been in a minute.
No, you know some shit, dude. Okay, yeah.
I took notes. I wrote them down.
You're in tune.
No, but that's I was in therapy for a while, but yeah, that's what it was. I knew awesome. It hurt what happened, but it should have happened, and no families are perfect. But I didn't realize how much of the stuff I was carrying around and stuff. Sure. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of freedom in like letting things go. I found, and But,
hell yeah.
But enough about. I mean, coming up, there's always what would be one thing, good or bad or in between, that you experienced as a child that you wouldn't want your children to experience coming up.
Okay.
Just getting deep here. See, it would be good if Jay was here. He would soften this up with a big laugh or something right now.
It. Send this shit to Oprah Winfrey. All right, so that I wouldn't want my child to experience.
Yeah, it could be anything. It could be anything, good, bad, in between, and we could also come back.
Yeah. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, I got something here.
Yeah, I feel like, I'm a product of divorce. That way. I mean, it's all. I mean, you just said you had a very good, positive experience.
It was overall positive. Right.
Yeah. It might have been, boarding school. You had mentioned that. That's interesting. That was a conscious effort by your family to be like, because obviously they were raising you right. They were setting a positive example. I'm just interesting why boarding school was so. It's usually pretty strict, right?
So that when you hear boarding school, that's what you think of.
Just a private school.
This was just more like a private school. Where we did board there. I lived there. But it wasn't like a what do you call it? Like a correctional. It wasn't like
where
that.
You got to get reshaped.
Okay. It was truly like a college preparatory.
You just had a great experience. Okay, that's cool.
No, it was cool. Yeah, I met a lot of long lasting friends there. Teachers were awesome. They also lived on campus. It was a great experience.
Nice. I mean, those places are nice. Ever seen those places? They're nice. Yeah. Like colleges. They're like
honestly,
nicer than colleges. Yeah.
Some of them, the campuses are nicer than colleges.
Yeah, they're nice.
When's the first time you did something that you knew your parents had taught you better? Like drugs, high school kind of. I'm trying to think of like, because again, I come from like my mom smoked. Like I remember having my first cigarette very young and being like, I fucked up. like immediately.
Damn, this is gonna be a problem.
Like why am I doing the same thing my parents told me not to do?
So that's the thing about boarding school is you are given a lot of freedom at an early age, right? Like I feel like going to college at 18 is you're still young and you're gonna make a lot of mistakes.
You're very young.
Going to boarding school at 14. Super young. My parents aren't here. I'm like, I'm about to try some shit. You know what I mean? So definitely experimented a little bit. You know
I'm
we
sure.
had the back like robo tripping was a big thing. You guys remember that?
Shit.
So we would like just chug Robitussin.
You just chug Robitussin and then just see what happens. Room,
like, what the fuck is this, dude? So it was like it's just for no reason.
Is that scissor? That's not scissor.
I can't even tell you.
I think you're right.
Is it lean? I don't know.
I think you're right. Where just scissor is mixed with alcohol as well. They were just drinking straight up.
Just drinking Robitussin. So I don't even know.
So you drink what, a whole bottle of that shit?
Yeah, dude.
All purple mouthed and shit. Your mouth is all fucking
just like in our room.
Your stomach must have felt like shit after.
I mean, as a kid, I feel like you can do it digest whatever the fuck. But
so you're sitting in the room and you just feel like you're not.
It's kind of like, I mean, you guys don't like shrooms. It's kind of like you get that kind of like the
don't make it
visuals
sound
are
too
there.
much fun here.
I mean, look, it was.
He's like, you done shrooms, but it's better.
It was a good time.
And you can buy it at the store.
You sure you want 4 bottles of this?
So how long you high for a minute off of that shit? Huh?
I can't remember. I think it was like 20 minutes or something.
Oh, it was only 20 minutes.
Nothing crazy. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
After that, you're just kind of sleepy. Like I'm gonna take a nap.
I can't go to class now. Shit,
It was just in the
Sleepy ass, like purple mouth, like red mouth, fucking
purple
14-year-old
teeth and shit,
boy.
yeah.
babies ordering Domino's. Yeah.
Did you? I mean, well, that's one thing. When you go to those schools, those kids know how to party.
They know how to party.
They bring shit to the table you didn't even know was options.
Yeah.
You're like, well, you guys snort that too? It's like
So-
you find shit out. You know what I mean? Like I remember because I went to school and a lot of kids from prep school.
Okay.
And by the time they show up, they know all the tricks. They know they knew the names of drugs. I didn't know what they were.
They're also just rich kids.
Yeah.
They are just flat out. They're real.
Yeah.
Like my family's not rich, but we got like financial aid and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But these kids are rich. Like I'm talking like
Yeah.
for a 16th birthday, a girl got dropped off like a Mercedes GLE. Like
they're
she
cut from
just
a
got
different
her
cloth.
permit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's that money.
Yeah, they're rich kids know how to
for
get
sure.
it. They know how to fucking
So-
party.
And they just know how to party. Yeah.
And they know how to get it. They know how to party because they know how to get away and get out of trouble when they get caught partying.
Dude, the parents are
Because they're
partying
rich.
with them.
Yeah, they're rich. So it's like we're fine. These rules don't apply to us.
Oh, I've been to that
We can
house.
do
A
it.
Oh, the parents
The rich-
are like
there was a
rolling the
couple of
blunts.
rich people in Hamilton, and we happen to know them, but like didn't come from that. And you go to their house, like the parents are drunk next to the pool, the kids are
Yeah.
drunk, like it's
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
Wait, so when you did you at all feel any guilt or like feel like you messed up when you were robo tripping? Like, and you have this good example, and you were like, or was it just you just kind of didn't think about it?
Yeah, just didn't think about it.
I come
You know
from
what I mean?
Catholic guilt, if that's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
obvious.
Yeah,
so,
he was. He's like, so you said Hail Mary,
Okay.
shit, right?
Yeah.
I just didn't think about it. I was just doing all the bad things and kind of having fun. Like, just didn't really think about it.
If you got popped, if you got in trouble, would have your parents obviously would have been like,
home,
what
right?
It would have been a fucking problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, there was no jokes there. It would have
Right.
been a
Okay.
big deal.
They would have kicked you out of school.
Yeah,
Or you would-
it was
yeah,
like
kick you out of
one
school.
shot, you're done.
Oh
yeah.
man, so you were gambling.
So yeah, definitely a gamble.
Okay.
Definitely
All right.
irresponsible. I don't recommend it, but it was, you know what I mean? But no, in the moment, there was no guilt.
Well,
I guess in my head, I knew I shouldn't be doing it, but it wasn't like guilt.
It's probably like every party, right? Like you're like we're gonna go do this thing, and then someone just hands you the thing, and it's like, okay, this is the thing we're here to do. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
why do kids
it.
do bad shit?
Yeah,
'Cause
so
it's
I'm going
fun.
to do it.
You
We
know what I
planned
mean?
on it all day. We're going to do this. And then, it's like when someone hands you a smoke. What'd you do when did someone hand you a smoke?
I will say that I was shown boobs right before she handed me that smoke. So in my defense, Your Honor, I think I started
You were the victim. It
correctly.
sounds like
Yes,
you were the
Swear to
victim.
there
here.
was drive-by double D's, and I
Oh,
did
wow.
not. I did not intend that. Yes, I did
That's
not
good.
intend
Any
for that to
man
happen.
would have fallen victim.
Please, thank you.
That's good. Hey, that's funny you bring that. Sometimes I go, is this a time where I remember being younger and partying and being like,
Yeah.
is this a time where it goes too far? Do you need to chill out a little bit? I had that voice of reasoning in my head, which I was always glad that that never really shut up for me when I was partying.
Nice.
So I mean, not to say I didn't do wild shit, but there was a few times where I was like, this could be the time. Maybe you should like chill out a little bit, or maybe you should sit this one out, or maybe you should go to bed. Maybe don't go to that party. Don't show up there. Which I'm thankful for, because there's people who can't turn that shit off, and they end up in some shit.
I think my eyes were wide open when I'm seeing all the like coke and drugs and women and girls or whatever. I think I was a little too sheltered. I think I'm gonna like talk to my daughter about these things. You know what I mean? Like obviously not promote it, but I'm like, you're gonna see this when you go outside. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Whereas me, I'm like just like, oh, I never heard about this. Like, oh, you guys are partying. Like,
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, because
You know what I mean?
kids
Like,
know how to party.
I don't want that to be her first time hearing about it from like some guy at a party on a Friday. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather,
Oh no, you don't want some guy handing her something, and explaining it to her
exactly
as she's getting ready to do it. No, you want her to be like, "No, my dad said that'll make my heart explode. I'll drink that, but I'm not going to do that.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna let you
and
touch
just
my drink, motherfucker, and all that kind of shit."
tell her realistically what you're going to see out there. You know?
Yeah.
Be a little more prepared. I was not prepared.
Now, just so you know, I'm going to let you know that it sounds like a good idea, but your kids are going to start thinking you're not the cool one. Just so you know,
I am. Yeah, I don't
you're
want
gonna,
that.
because you think you got it now. It's good.
Yeah.
You start feeling it, and then they think
that you want to be cool. Or
no,
what
that you're not cool in their eye. Like you're
why
not.
would they listen to you?
Yeah, why they listen
Wait,
to me?
but do you tell your? I've always wondered this. When you talk about when you do, I know your daughter. Yeah, like they're younger,
Yeah.
but do you tell them that you did it? Because I feel like that would be the thing of like, no, I'm telling you from direct
No,
experience.
I just say from experience. I do say it from experience. Yeah,
from experience. If you do that much coke, you're going to be up all night. And I got to be honest, you're not going to make it to class.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough one. Your heart may explode. Shit is bad. Do not do it. No, I do. I say, I'm telling you, I've been 10 before. You've never been 41. Listen to what I'm telling you. I understand these things. Yeah. I know these things, but they don't think you're cool. So you want to be like, hey, your daddy used to party back in the, but she's not going to believe me.
Yeah.
Don't say daddy used to party.
That is crazy.
I'm clipping that. And that is my, I don't have a ringtone, but that's my new ringtone.
Don't say daddy used to party back in the day. Don't say daddy used to party back in the day.
Daddy used to,
daddy holding your hand on the belly. Daddy used to party back in the day.
That is a sentence in New Jersey. That'll get you laid in New Jersey. Hey, about daddy used to party. Not with your own kid.
You hear that at every dive bar on a Saturday night.
Yeah, so exactly.
There's a drunk dude in Wildwood with Crocs on right now who just said that.
Oh, God.
Oh, shit. Oh, man. Okay, I got some questions going up here, but we'll leave away from the guilt. We don't want to make you feel too guilty. Neil's pushing. He's like,
I think the good question that you started with was interesting. Yeah, it was like, what was the time?
Deep. Maybe it was a little too deep.
Well, it might just not fit. It's sometimes you and I ask questions. I feel like sometimes not everyone had that experience where they're like, what's the time when you remember your parents? Like, you fucked up.
Your uncle
it's like, nah, man, everything was fine. Just healthy.
Really fucking fucked you up.
Yeah.
No, we didn't.
But there is a thing there where, I'm thinking about like, again, but you did say, it sounds like your family set high expectations in a way and taught you the right thing. So that kid is still going to experiment, which does tell us something about child rearing. Oh, like, hey, you were raised correctly and you still experimented. So it's really important for everyone to talk to their kids about everything all the time.
No kid is above or below, however you want to say.
Yeah, you're not exempt from the pain and how bad it can be.
Not at all.
I say all the time, we're just lucky it didn't happen to us. Sure. Like, I was in some situations where I'm just lucky I wasn't the one who died. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even trying to be funny. You know what I mean? Like, I've been in a car with drunk people before. I shouldn't have been. Yep. I would never do it again, but I've been there. Yeah, I made the fucking bad decision, and you're lucky to come home. So, just damn. Now I got all weird again.
Well, I think no, it's all good. I was actually setting me up. I was thinking, if it's not that, what is something you did learn from your upbringing that you want to pass down? Is there anything that like
that's probably a better one because
like in a way you're like, man, that I was taught or said this thing, and it's just really informed the way I think, and I want to make sure that my kids are going to know that maybe.
Sure. One of my dad's big things was do what you have to do so you can do what you want to do.
Oh, that's
great. Okay. He said that. Okay. I mean, I probably heard that every day from age fucking 7 to 25. Nice. You know what I mean? Do what you have to do so you can do what you want to do. Okay. So it's like, you can do what you want to do, but is home taken care of? You know what I mean? Like, have you done everything I'm going to ask you about before I ask you about it? You know what I mean? And that really definitely, what would you say, kind of formed how I go about everything.
That
really
built the mold that
you know what I mean? Like, can I do this comedy show? Like, but are the bills paid?
Well, it changed when you have a kid. The comedy stuff really gets into perspective.
Perspective shifts completely.
Is it worth me leaving this moment or not being there for the start or the end or being there at all? Dude, is it worth it?
When I'm walking out the door, going to a show, and I appreciate all stage time, but going to a show where I'm going to make $40 on a Saturday at like 9:30, and my daughter's looking at me, she's like, Dada.
Like, you're like, the fuck, what am I doing? And you're like, Daddy's got to go make a bunch of drunk cougars laugh.
Why am I doing this?
Genuinely, given the way both of you look, you are better off stripping. Like, at this point,
we definitely are better off. We would have made way more money.
Dude, we could at least say you're better. You would make more money leaving the house.
Dude, I know what you mean though. You're going to this place like there's going to be fucking 4 people here
in a bar. They're going to be talking,
and I'm leaving. Yeah, I've not a lot, but I've been like, hey, I can't make it. You gotta be with the family.
You don't like canceling gigs, but it is what it is sometimes.
Yeah, it is. Well, when you have a family, especially being in this world, you got to determine what's going to be the more important thing. Because there's people who won't do that. And I won't say they're right or wrong. It's just not for me. I'm gonna always try to put the family first.
Everyone's gonna be different about it.
Yeah. And it's not that I say yes to some less things.
Sure.
I pay attention to how far is it? I used to not care. I'll drive 2 hours. I'll drive 2 hours for 7 minutes. Now it's like, bro, I'm not driving 2 hours and paying tolls and paying for parking for $30. Like, New York is cool, but I'm not gonna be able to make it this time. Sorry, guys.
Like I said, before my daughter, it wasn't even a thought. It's like, oh, I wanted to go do comedy. I don't care where it is. I don't care how much. It's not even about the money. You know what I mean? I just want to get on stage. But now you have other thoughts.
Like when we first met, we were grinding. We were talking about how to end up in New York City. That's the first conversation we had. Is how are we gonna get to New York City? And we're like throwing ideas, and we heard this and I heard that, and now. The dream breakers show up, but the trajectory changes, and now you got to be like, well, I don't want to leave her on the. She's watching me walk out the door, and I'm doing it to go to the fucking Ep.6 in New Jersey for $40.
I can only imagine. As someone who doesn't have kids, but like can understand, just like you probably have like a shot of your daughter's like face, like you're leaving like that, just pop into your head. You're like,
I'm telling you.
And then you try to wait for her to be upstairs with mom, like, getting changed so you can slide out the door. You're like, what is this?
And
I would start doing elaborate things so that I would just be able to like, can you just put candy outside? Get her outside so I can leave. And maybe she just that grace period.
Yeah,
that's brutal.
It is brutal.
But I mean, it's I mean, at the same point, like your dad said, you're trying to keep that balance. And I think having conscious of that, like being conscious of that is another thing of like, I'm going to be picky and choosy about what I want to do.
Of course.
For my family's sake.
And honestly, I'm glad that I have that feeling. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like some people don't have that feeling.
So empty. Is like, you're not empty.
Yeah.
You're full, bro.
Empty. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like emotions for comedy is good, right? Like you feel something and like the audience is going to know that these are genuine feelings. You know what I mean? I think it all comes through.
Yeah. And you're probably, you're a happy person. I've never seen your head, but you're probably extremely way more happier, the happiest you've ever been.
For
right
sure.
now. Yeah, and I can see, because there's a bounce. I've seen you a few times. There's a bounce. You're just happy. If I ask you about your kid, you smile a little larger.
Dude, like she's adorable, man. Yeah.
So you just, there you go. So you're winning that battle. You're doing the right things.
I think so. Like you said, things look a little differently than I expected them to look, but it's not a bad thing. It's just different.
Tell me, yay or nay. You do a show, you all kill it, you're having a blast. Everyone's like, hey, let's go to the bar. And you want to go real bad. You got like 7 minutes and then you got to get the fuck out of there. How you feel about that move? How you feel about that one?
So that's tough. I'll say this. It's easier. It's easier for me to stay out once I'm out. You know what I mean? So after a show, maybe I'll stay and have a couple of beers. But it's in the back of my head, like I gotta go home.
I gotta go. I can't. Fuck. Hey, you want another one? Fuck. I'll drink it fast. Okay, fine. I'll just drink water real quick. Yeah, it's
those 1 a.m. Thursday nights. Few and far between. If ever anymore. Right? Yeah, you know what I mean.
All right. Can I ask you something really quick? Sorry.
Go ahead, Neil. I like the way that just comes in there.
I think about this though, because I've listened to you guys, your sets and stuff, and I would, of course, go see both of them. But I feel like you guys, I saw the difference between not having kids to having kids. And I feel like on stage, I watch people who didn't have kids and then have kids. Like there's a hunger, the bits are sharp. Like there's a consciousness there that is different. Do you feel anything like, are you getting more informed? Do you feel different about your stage after craft after having a kid?
So I think I definitely try to, it is a good question. I try to take advantage of my stage time more. You know what I mean? Like I don't take it for granted anymore. Like before I could have, 12 shows in a month. And I know a few are going to be shitty, a few will be good, but I'll be back on stage, next week or tomorrow or whatever. Mm-hmm. Now, if I'm doing, 4 shows a month, maybe 5, I'm like, oh, I got to make this count a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, I really got to, like you said, just be a little sharper, like make sure I kind of know what I'm doing. I'm just not taking it for granted as much.
Yeah, there's more urgency behind it.
For sure. Yeah. For sure.
When you say that, you think that people, they get like better once they have kids?
Well, it's
like there's a change.
You're talking about the pressure of when your daughter is, someone is like, you're leaving, like, you have this child who wants you to be there. Now it's like you're examining the depth of your craft and you're like, I better be good. Like, I better hone this. This better be word perfect. I just see them get sharper. And also, of course, the jokes and stuff that you get from it, the experience, it sees like the crowd sees that like, oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. This is a father, like, and it heightens it, I think, in some ways for me, or I've seen.
No, you are right though. Yeah, you can't. There's no more. What did I want to talk about? Fuck that. Yeah, I know what I'm going to talk about. Like this is because I can't do that. You can't be out here forever, and that just comes with getting old. Also, by the way, like when you start getting into this a certain age, like I can't stay out the late like I used to. I'm only 41, but I'm still like I'm fucking tired. I'm fucking tired. I'm gonna go home. Yeah,
but it's also just like really relatable experience, right? Like a lot of people that come to these shows have. I mean, obviously depending on the show, but I feel like when you're talking about kids, people are like, oh yeah, like that makes sense to me. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like that hit home.
Right. There's only certain things that all humans experience. Having kids is most humans experience having kids. A lot of humans experience having kids. A lot of humans experience having sex. Like there's certain things that everyone experiences. But there's certain things that not everyone experiences. Kids are easy to talk about because everyone's got something to deal with. Everyone knows a kid, seen a kid. Well, let me ask you. Let's get some little goofy shit. Well, I don't know if it's goofy, right? Let's ask you this one. We're gonna touch on something that's a kind of a pressing topic. All right. Then we'll get in some goofy shit. Sound good? Neil likes that.
I like it.
All right. So a lot of talk about education, Department of Education. If you're watching the news,
that's a big ticket item right now.
Yeah. If you're watching this and you don't know what I'm talking about, turn this off and go watch. Okay, because you got to know what's going on. But there's I'd say there's a bit of a battle in education going on for sure. So here you are, Dad. Your daughter is 14 years old. Let's say, all right, memories are getting formed. She's learning something in school that you don't agree with. I don't know what it is. I don't know what you agree with, but
sure.
How would you handle that?
So I think everything starts at home, right? So I mean, like when you go out into the world and I'm not taking anything from teachers. I respect teachers. I think they should get paid more. Pay teachers more. Do that.
Yeah, Jay.
No, I wholeheartedly agree. But I don't think that necessarily trumps what we are instilling and teaching at home. You know what I mean? And I think that home is the end all be all. So maybe you hear something out there, but I would hope that we're building a relationship in which my daughter will come home and confirm or verify or ask me questions, right? Or her mom or whoever it may be. But that's where, these opinions and thoughts and feelings are going to really be cemented.
Producer and friend, Neil Wood here. Brief commercial break. Hey, how you doing? This is Neil Wood, one of the co-owners of Drop 10 Media Network and who helps run Biggest Little Comedy. You can check out all the other stuff we do at drop10.com. We've got podcasts, live comedy shows, and so much more. Go over there, support your favorite podcast, follow them, subscribe. We appreciate it. Again, we're 100% DIY, just a bunch of creatives trying to make it in this. Give us some feedback. We always enjoy a little feedback. Thanks.
You know what I mean?
So you're saying get the grade that you need to on the test, but at home we feel X, Y, and Z 100%. Is the right answer.
Right. And I think that's just kind of how life is. You got to do what you got to do out there, but
I don't think that's a bad answer. I think that's pretty get through, but we all know what it really is.
Do what you got to do. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Did you ever have that growing up? Did your parents ever have to step in and be like, yo, it didn't work that way? Or
no, I never really had that, man. The only time we kind of had that discussion where my dad had to dismantle and reinforce something else at home is with the whole fighting. Like my dad was a big if somebody hit you, hit him back.
Yeah.
And in school they're like, well, no, fighting is bad. My dad was like, screw that. Fighting is not bad. If somebody puts their hands on you, we're gonna have a fight. Okay. You know what I mean?
That was the only.
He was like, he did not play any games in that regard.
Okay.
You know
I think that's good. I agree with him.
Because he was the nonviolence and the turning of the cheek. He was not about that.
That wasn't bad. It wasn't
not going for it. He was like, I don't care what they say at school. This is what we're doing.
Yeah. I feel like the respectful way is always you're not the aggressor in the scenario. The point is, if you needed to defend yourself,
for sure,
you should be able to do so.
And he didn't want that misconstrued at all. Right. He made that very clear. You know what I mean? He's like, I don't give a fuck what they're saying.
All right, so son, this is a knife. Now listen.
Like that. But he was very clear about that. He's like, I don't care what they're telling you at school. This is what we do in this house.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, that's probably the best way to do it.
We say fighting, but what we mean is most of the kids get put into karate at a young age just for coordination and fun. But at the end of the day, if they do it a little bit longer, at the very least, they know just blocking a punch. Kids are wild. You might, defense. It's weird to avoid it.
Sure, exactly.
A parent being like, you should never raise. It's like, well, not. What if they hit me?
Exactly.
You cuddle into a ball and you just yell. It's like, okay, I guess.
Will show up out of nowhere and save you.
Yeah.
Dude, you'd be surprised though. I mean, I know it's kind of cliche to say, but these kids today are soft, man, and they'll get hit. And
the online. I mean, we talk about online, but I think the question even going in is not only teaching, but we've asked it before, but I mean, online bullying for your kid is something I guess how do you feel about it? You're gonna have to talk about it because that's where it's really coming in, right?
First, the cyberbullying is a real thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
So they say. I don't know.
I know.
I'm kind of still part of the school of like, close the fucking computer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm with you a little bit too.
I know it's gonna sound bad. I'm not trying to be disparaging. I'm really, but it's like
I know what you mean. It's kind of like you could just not read the comment.
Yeah, you both do a good job.
Person.
I feel. Do you think we lose listeners over that? I feel like sometimes it's like when you're coming from that perspective of just like, well, I monitor my kids' phone time. I don't want them to have this addictive relationship with it.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't have that. They kind of just let their kid do whatever on the device. And I feel
that's where it kind of goes off the rails.
Yeah. And we're all like, because right, that's the whole thing with cyberbullying is like they feel excluded if they get off of it from friendships. Like they don't feel.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like everything's happening online.
That
and then
is kind of the interaction.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
That's a new playground. The Facebook's new, or not Facebook, the fucking iPad. Facebook, what the fuck?
That edible is king.
Okay.
You went back. You sounded like my mom just now. It's on my Facebook. I have to find it.
How do I put up an away message? This is bullshit.
Hold on. There's pictures of the girls. Hold on. I have to find it. I get
tablet is the new playground. That's all. Whatever's going on there,
right?
It's
weird that Jay informs us about it, right? Because it's like, well, some blocks, but I didn't know they could chat. That was the thing. I was like, oh yeah, I guess that's
the thing is you don't know who's getting their message in there.
Yeah. Just some shitty kid at school, like the worst kid, just messaging your daughter or something, just being like, "You're an asshole" or something. Like, you're like, "Fucking, where is this kid? Talk about fighting. Let me beat the shit out of this kid."
Yeah,
it's a good question. I mean, it's tough.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's all I got on the education stuff.
I got you. You're not even going to go for the TRT. You're not even going to hit the actual thing.
What's the TRT?
I like you for that's very nice of you.
I have no idea.
Really? Oh, okay. TRT is what is being taught in schools. That is the non-whitewashed version of the stuff that we got, right? So like slavery was the South. Oh, sorry. It's
is that critical race theory?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. CRT.
Oh, okay.
Pardon me, dude. I'm also. I don't have kids.
I know it's.
I don't have kids. You said the question, but you didn't ask the question. You know what I mean? You're like, what do you think?
Is that what we're getting at? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Because I've had, I don't think he cares. Sidney Gant was in the studio. I remember this still to this day. He he's got daughters. They're mixed, and he's just like, I don't see the problem. He goes like, I don't think they're teaching. I hate it. Like he's like, I don't like them teaching that. I don't want that to be taught to my kids. And that actually surprised me. He's like, I don't. This is Sidney Gant. I think on the pod I can be backed up. He didn't feel that he experienced racism.
I didn't know that. Okay.
That was on the pod. I was also, this was right at the end too. I was like, that's a wild thing to end on. All right, guys. Well, I love it. It's an opinion where I go that's interesting.
You're entitled to your opinion.
Okay. Sure. All right. But that's what I thought you were talking about. Because I've never heard you speak on the CRT specifically.
Nah. Like, do I want them teaching it or do I not want them teaching it?
It's just real history. That's the thing. It's just like, hey, the South liked slavery and that's why we went to war.
I went to a school where they weren't talking about what any of the black people did.
I got you.
They weren't talking about the chapter on Black history was quick.
Or you were Harriet Tubman, Martin Luther King.
Right.
Next chapter.
Harriet, Martin Luther King, Malcolm. They don't even think they were talking about Malcolm X.
He's a little too.
Yeah, the Harlem Renaissance.
They just made you stand up, be like, this is what they may look like.
Yeah, exactly. And Dr. King got shot, but him and Gandhi did nonviolence resistance.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Yeah,
like the hits. They played all the hits.
Yeah, the whitewash hits. Yeah.
So I mean, you do find yourselves in situations where you don't know history. Whether it's Black history, white, American history,
inaccurate depiction.
You don't know. Like people start saying things, you're like, "What are you guys talking about?"
Sure.
They're like, "Oh,
that's a problem." We're all the same citizens.
Yeah, I mean,
of the same country.
Yeah, when you're talking to someone, you're like, I don't know, Dred Scott. What are you talking about? And they're like, you don't know what
it was about states' rights.
Yeah, exactly. So
you're like,
they're literally rewriting textbooks, man. Like people are learning different versions of history, which is crazy.
Well, that's going to be very interesting in 25 years when all those versions of histories are now in charge of things.
They're running things. Yeah.
That's when it's going to get crazy. Like we're going to live okay with it for a few years. And not really feel it. And then once those people start coming through the bottom, like I'm now the manager, the owner, or the founder, and everyone's doesn't have the same playbook of basic knowledge.
And it kind of leads us into the trashy woman. That you just pointed out and showed us that. Yeah, I brought up that video of.
Does anyone know her name?
No, it's just I think all they.
All right. Well, what we got going on? We got a lady carrying a baby.
Yeah,
I mean she's looking. Like
she's looking great.
She did. If you said someone called a 5-year-old the N-word, pick out who it is, and her mother, I'd be like, it's that person right there.
Yeah.
So she goes and I guess she calls a young black boy, or it was a girl, I don't know.
Yeah.
The N-word.
So
Yeah,
and what we're
camera-
getting. Yeah, sorry, go ahead, buddy. Yeah, we're
Just
getting
blowing her up a little bit.
Yeah, we're getting the guy who heard it just be like, "Hey, did you just call that little boy the N-word?" And she's like, "I did."
And she doubles down.
And then she doubles down. Here, let me see if I can get this in low. You guys won't be able to hear. I'll try. Actually, you know what? Let me see if I can play it in through the studio, and maybe we'll see what happens here. Let's try to play
All right, now while Neil's looking that up, can we see the chat? No.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Her tongue
You're
a little bit,
all
little
good.
middle finger.
Wow.
Okay, I like that. And she's,
Yeah.
Jeez.
So if you're not picking this up on the mics, guys, it's okay. But you can look up the video. We're playing it now. They're just at a playground. She has her child. She's holding her child.
A little child?
And
Are you about to hit him? You chasing him?
he took your son's. It's over a toy.
Dude.
You fucking piece of shit.
That's what you're gonna call him.
Sorry.
You know that's the hate speech. And you can do the
wow.
Wow. Yeah. So they're just having it out right now. That the father, it was apparently, she said that he took the other child's toy.
Yeah. It took her. Yeah,
And
it took her stuff.
that apparently warranted her to call the child the N-word.
Yeah. She went for it.
Hey, Tiff, I hope you when you lose that job at Applebee's, I want to be outside and see your face as you come out.
Oh man.
You fucking
But
piece of shit.
there's another part of the story.
Oh, yes, there is.
They raised the money. She raised how much money she raised?
She raised $500,000.
People are supporting this woman.
Yes,
People?
they feel that
That's
she
kinda
should. They're just like, hey, we need the N-word more often, guys. Like, you know what I mean? Can we get the N-word more often? I think that's
Like
the
enough
issue.
people.
Yep.
I wonder how many donors made it 500,000.
I don't know.
Was it one donor?
wild that they were.
One guy, yeah.
It was 500,000 people give her $1.
Yeah, probably right. It's probably like let's just say it right. The Trump supporters gave her some money. But like whoever is supporting that is obviously.
That's
I'll try to find out more while you guys kind of like just digest this.
I don't even know what to say about that.
But
That's-
man.
What would you do if you heard it? If you were there and you heard it, what do you think you would do?
what can you do? I mean, I guess the phone really is the kind of
It's kind of the best thing you can
defense,
do.
yeah,
right?
to
You
kind
can't
of
like
record what's going on.
Yeah,
I don't know what
Hopefully,
you
the
do in that
internet kind of
situation.
takes over. I guess that guy thought he could do.
I appreciate the dude doing it. I think that's what happened. I wouldn't even be mad. I definitely would take out my camera and just be like, hey, what's up? Why don't you look in the camera and just tell me what you just did? So I'm definitely going to try to get you fired.
Yeah.
And hopefully, I just don't want your kid to eat well. They should eat, but not well because you're an asshole.
I mean, it's an asshole. It's the biggest asshole move. She's probably done it before.
She
That
says
wasn't
the
her
N-word.
first- She said the N-word
That was
before.
not her first time delving into this space. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
She said the N-word.
As a fellow white, that chick, I can see her from a mile away. That eyeliner, oh yeah, she uses the N-word.
Oh shit, she uses the N-word for sure.
She uses
I'm
the
saying she's
N-word
called
liberally.
kids the N-word before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the only thing liberal about her is the N-word usage. That she's using it liberally.
Well, she's also raising somebody,
Yes.
which is just as fucked up as
Yeah.
right because
You
now
know?
you're just creating a world where that's kind of normal for somebody.
Yeah.
Yes.
I always think that human beings aren't as smart as we think we are.
Do we think?
we just don't do well in groups.
I think we think we're smart. Wait, we still
Yeah.
deal with racism, which is fucking absurd, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
It's so crazy that we still think that people are different because of different colors.
As a concept, yeah. It's just
As
it's
much as we
insane.
know about everything,
Dude.
we still see someone's different color and we automatically think like yes, cultures are different and culturally there's going to be differences, but the human being there's no difference and we still are hung up on that.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's ingrained. I mean, it's, in probably her whole family. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
all
yeah,
she's seen and she thinks it's normal.
She's like that little boy who
This-
doesn't stand a chance.
And he's
this
gonna think
post-
it was-
And of course, this is Fox, and I'm pretty sure. And again, never mind. I'm sorry for getting so partisan on this, but it's just interesting to me that this looks to be in favor of. Weirdly enough, it's on Fox. That's crazy. But they showed her post. It says, "Yeah, my name is man. You have a trashy white chick name, fucking Shilol, dude." And do you honestly, if I just saw the name and not the face, I'd be like, "You're black, probably."
Yeah,
like that's
Shiloh.
insane. That
I love
Shiloh
that.
Sanders.
Shiloh, that's
Yeah.
wonderfully okay. And apparently this is from her post. Yeah, my name is Shiloh. I've been put into a very dire situation. I recently had a kid steal from my 18-month-old son's diaper bag at a park.
Wow.
I called the kid out for what he was.
Oh man.
How old? It's so dumb. I can't even.
I mean,
it's just the stupidity of
the problem is you're never going to change her mind. You know what I mean? Like, you're never going to reason with someone like this.
You should never hit them. You should never do it. We know now it just feeds into it. Other people use it as a reason for white bullshit. And you just go, no, just show who they are. The ugliness that is, and let that sit on everyone else's consciousness, and just every neighbor should be looking at her weird.
I think like a black person could save her life if she wouldn't change.
Say it again.
A black person could save her life. She wouldn't change. Like move her out of the way of a car. I don't think it would change how she feels. It's too ingrained.
He's one of the good ones.
That's that
white shit that I've heard. Yeah. That fucking bullshit.
I mean, it's like trying to get someone to switch religions. Good luck. It's been hammered home so much that like there's nothing they're gonna open their eyes somewhere else.
Only way you do that is sex.
Yeah.
Right? You marry into a religion.
Honestly.
Really.
Pussy. I'm a Buddhist now. She's got Buddhist pussy. I'm gonna stick around.
I'm just setting you up, baby. Knock it down, dude. Knock it down. I was gonna say it's the only way it goes.
Like you think aliens get upset about the color of the other alien?
No.
You think the green one and the blue one don't like each other? You think they're like this fucking blue bitch? Like I'm gonna park on my yard again. The blue guy can jump so high. I don't fucking like him. Like you think they?
But so I think there's a good way to talk about race and racism. There's got to be a happy medium. So my mom, she feels very strongly about these topics, but she sat us down and made us watch Roots. I don't know if you've ever seen that or had to watch that, but I had to watch it when I was like 9.
Yeah,
and I was like
the trauma
that
zone,
was too early.
It was too early.
It was.
There's a lot going on,
dude. That shit's graphic.
Yeah.
It's and it's real, but it's like I was too young. So
getting a bunch of people get whipped and shit. Yeah, that's foot cut off and shit.
God, what is this?
Yeah,
and Albert makes me reenact it all the time. It sucks. It sucks.
Now, so I don't know if that's not the way I'm going to handle it. You know what I mean?
What did she made you watch it? So you knew what had happened,
so that we knew the real history. So we were having this conversation, right? So we were looking in the textbooks, and we're like, she's like, this is not accurate. Like, she's like, some of this is true, but it was a lot worse than what they're telling you.
You don't get this.
Yeah,
and you're like, oh yeah, I recognize the good slaves. I got to go inside the house.
She's like, indentured servitude. This was.
She's like, watch this shit. Watch this shit, motherfucker.
And then chattel slavery is what it was.
So you watched all of it.
Yeah.
And you were like, Mom, can we just not talk for a while?
Traumatized. Yeah. I'm like, what the hell?
All right, son, good night.
Yeah.
I'm
not going to sleep.
Toby. What the fuck? Yeah.
I got the fuck beaten.
That's kind of heavy.
It was very heavy. So I think there's a healthy way to discuss these things. At the right age. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm thinking about what do you think would be funny if what would you show if you had to make your kid watch that movie? What would you show after to try to neutralize it?
To balance it out.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna watch
Minions.
We're gonna put on some Ren and Stimpy now, just so it kind of cools you out.
There's no way to cool down from that. It's like, all right, you gotta just
fucking Moana. Moana. Lion King is good, but it ain't that good. Yeah, Simba ain't that good.
Oh man,
for sure.
I mean, I think that's good that she wanted you to know. Did it affect
the intent was good? What's that?
Did it affect how you went through life? You think, or did you?
I think for a little bit, I was definitely just angry. You know what I mean? Just mad. Just like, how could America be this shitty? You know what I mean? It's like you kind of just come to terms, you reconcile, and you're like, okay, well, we're trying to move in the right direction. Everyone's not bad. You know what I mean? You kind of just learn, the way things really are.
Yeah.
And just try to be a better person because of it. But it's heavy at first,
Oh yeah.
What the fuck is this?
I remember when I learned what the Ku Klux Klan was.
Yeah.
And then someone told me about it. And then someone showed me a black and white photo of a Klansman.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that shit is eerie as fuck. Yo, that shit fucked me up. I felt the same way. I was like, yo, what are you guys doing? And we were in the middle of Pennsylvania. But it wasn't the spot to find out what a Klansman was. It was not. I mean, I just thought every noise was a group of Klansmen coming down to fucking. Yeah, it was horrible.
I was surprised if that black and white photo. You're like, and that man lives down the street.
That was the uncle. That was the uncle. Yeah. No, that was eerie as fuck, man. That was scary. That was
I scared a lot of people when I went for his Halloween. No, the race quit. We've never brought it up. Yeah, I mean, are you guys planning any? I mean, obviously that's a heavy question, but are you planning any conversations? I'm sure a little older on this side for Albert.
Yeah, my daughter's had plenty of conversations.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you got a light skinned baby.
I got a light skinned baby, man. I went in
darker or lighter than me.
She's lighter than you.
Lighter than me. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's very light skinned.
My daughter is. I mean, she looks like she's white. She looks she's very white. So I wanted her to know what was going on because she's going to hear things because she passes. She's going to hear words at places that she's going to be like, "Whoa, that's not cool."
Sure.
You know. So I'm trying to get her ready for that, which is probably already. I mean, maybe not yet, but it's going to happen sooner than later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
And your wife, she guess what it's going to be like to raise a little light skinned baby.
So girlfriend.
Oh, excuse me, my bad. Don't jump to conclusions.
Ricky Bobby, no, I'm kidding. She, no, so we definitely had the conversation. You know what I mean? It's something you have to address.
Yeah.
And our families are stark opposites.
Are they really?
They are. Like my dad is from North Philly. My mom's from DC. Like just blackety black. And her family is white from, you know.
They all have a different letter that spells out Howard. Real black university.
Yeah, I have cousins that I don't know their name. You know, his name is Sasa. Like I don't know his real name. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like that's Bean over there. I don't know his name.
I know his
what I
last
mean?
name. I asked me about his last name.
You learn it like 70 years from now.
Yeah. My dad's like,
that's what his name is.
It's Leonard. I never knew. You know what I mean?
Oh shit!
But yeah, like my family's the black,
and her family's like the
white
wasp,
from the Poconos.
The wasp,
they're
the
up
wasp.
there. Not waspy.
Not
they're
waspy,
like
okay.
Poconos,
blue collar,
yeah,
blue collar.
Yeah, blue collar.
Blue collar
Sure.
whites,
but just very, very white.
Yeah.
Like if you've been up to like the just the northern part of like Pennsylvania, like it's just
So your family does all the cooking on holidays.
Yeah.
As we
Dude,
know.
her mom can cook. My girl can cook too, but her mom can cook.
Her mom can cook. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
What's a win for the Caucasians?
Yes, thank you.
Hell yeah.
Put it on the board.
So her parents. So you and her parents
on the board for the whites.
Just, hey man, I'll
There's
get
a
anything I
whiteboard.
can
There's a
get.
whiteboard.
Anything we can get.
Her parents like you though.
Yeah. No.
Now they like you, or they like all of you.
So
people?
they definitely like me. I don't know. There's just not a lot of black people up
They just
there.
don't experience a lot of blackism.
They just don't. You know what I mean? So I don't think they have anything against them. But like, yeah, they don't have any black friends. But I don't think they know a lot of black people.
Yeah.
Period.
Do you ever do anything that's just like kind of normally human to you, and they're kind of like shocked that you the black guy would know that or do that or not so much?
I don't know if we've had anything like that just yet.
That's
so we
good.
did have a conversation about macaroni and cheese at Thanksgiving. Is that a thing?
I mean, I'm assuming you won.
So, is macaroni and cheese a staple at Thanksgiving dinner?
Black people, yes.
White people, no?
Yeah, so we always did, but I found that it's not. So yeah, so other white families was like, we always did baked macaroni.
Yeah, I thought it was macaroni. Okay, anyway, so I thought it was just a thing.
It's for a lot of families, it's the dish.
Dude, it's a great. It's
the most important dish. One of the most important dishes.
Oh yeah,
and the sweet potatoes, right?
Yeah,
sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
So anyway, that they did it for me. She made macaroni and cheese, but she was like, "Yeah, we would never eat macaroni and cheese at Thanksgiving." That's kind of. She's like, "Does your family do this?" I'm like, "Yeah,
yeah. Everybody does this. You crazy."
So,
was it good? Did they do well?
Yeah, no. She can cook, man. Like I said, she's no slouch in the kitchen. But yeah, it's that was a bit of a conversation. Like, okay, maybe this is a cultural thing here.
We do things like, that is a cultural thing. That's an easy one.
Do what I do. Tell those white people to loosen up their buttholes, dude. It's like, why is mac and cheese so groundbreaking? It's like, yeah, man, make some fucking baked mac and cheese. What do you mean? It's not the craziest thing.
It is not the craziest thing. It's not the craziest thing.
I love them seeing that as it's like, I like him, but his black culture is kind of
the mac and cheese. You know, they were in the kitchen like, is that what Gary wanted
at Thanksgiving?
Is that what Gary wanted? Oh my goodness, he could have anything. He wanted mac and cheese.
It was a conversation.
You can take the homeboy out of the hood.
He's so black. He made that.
He wanted macaroni and cheese, and all he listened to was Sir Mix-a-Lot the entire time.
Genuinely wouldn't know what they were talking about. Yeah, he was black. He made us make mac and I was like, that's what we make. What are you guys talking about? That's so funny.
So they pulled you aside to be like, you know, but let's talk about it's nice that they did that for you. It's nice that they did that for you. If you guys watch the show, if you want, it's nice that you did that for us.
Like I said, we have a great relationship.
Yeah.
We have
but that is nice. That is nice that they did that for you.
She didn't have to. Yeah.
No, she didn't have to.
Trying to make me, feel comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, that's the opposite is so much worse.
Oh my God, yeah.
Have you ever ended up in like a political conversation that you didn't want to be in?
With them specifically?
Yeah.
So no, we avoided it at all costs. So they are Trumpers.
Okay.
Which is fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Yep.
Like
have at it. Enjoy.
I'm on the other side of things, but I think being extreme in either direction is a bad thing.
It's a problem.
So
it's a problem.
I think they are a little extreme in that direction, but we just don't talk about it.
Just don't touch it.
Yeah, just don't touch it.
Yeah, extreme. I don't find many that are not extreme.
I guess you kind of have to.
We live in the land of extreme.
If you're going to be,
being middle of the road is not what anybody wants right now. You're either all the way over here or you're all the way over there, and that is it. There's no middle. The middle class is dead. The middle is dead. Thought process.
Malcolm, the middle's over.
Yeah, Malcolm in the middle.
Joke.
Yeah.
Monkey in the middle.
All right, I won't do jokes anymore, guys. Listen, I'm
great.
there's a great quote that was funny because it's like nothing is really ever black and white. I don't know how we got into this place where it has to be this or that because all of us exist in the gray at all times.
At all times.
It's weird that we all somehow need this. Yeah.
Super defined. Yeah.
I think it's just the scared. We're scared. We're all scared in one way, shape, or form, whatever side you're on. It's a shame because if we talk, then maybe we won't be as scared.
Yeah. We're talking less. We're acting out more.
Yeah.
But you can't talk because then you're vulnerable. And then what if?
Right. I have a similar situation coming up. I mean, sort of, I know that I know that a father is of someone I very much love is very much the other way. And I'm going to play it smart, but I'm gonna speak my mind, dude. I'm not gonna, I never found any good of the, not saying it. Doing it in the right way is the thing. I was like, yeah, man, again, the way Gary was like, yeah, man, hey, we're all entitled to our opinions here, but we all come together as citizens, right? Like, I just, we're all Americans. I got, it doesn't really matter what's going on. I keep trying to make that point, I guess.
I mean, that's a very level-headed and balanced point, but, it's got to be mirrored.
Yeah. What kind of America?
Well, it's like, at the very like base of things, I just don't want to ruin this visit, right? Like we're here for 2 days.
You don't want to leave in
I don't want to create any sort of tension,
bullshit.
Unnecessarily. It's like we could just avoid it and just enjoy our time, and then we'll go our separate ways.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of how I want to deal with it for the time being.
It seems the majority of people, I think, that I've talked to.
You know what I mean? Because it's just
never getting dealt with, though.
Yeah, no, you're right. I'm not disagreeing with you.
No,
right.
I agree.
What does dealt with mean? Do you think, seriously, do you think there's an opportunity for you to talk to someone else who feels 100% opposite as you, and that person looks you in the eyes and go, I never thought of that. I'm going to change. And
change should never be the seeking. I think enlightenment should always be the seeking of not trying to change someone, but trying to understand their perspective is the goal. Like, and I think, I think us as even kids to our parents kind of do that sometimes. Your parent also might start getting older and saying some shit. And, right? I mean, my mom, not my mom or my dad, but I know the other older people that are a little, and then you start kind of doing the thing where your head goes to the side. You're like, what did you just say? And you got to like, can we have a conversation? Like, you would have a conversation with them, right?
Yeah.
And it's weird that we don't, I mean, I know, but you're right that you don't want to ruin the visit. And it kind of just carries on to the next visit and the next visit.
When's a good time? It was there ever a good time to have this conversation? Right?
Never. There's not. There is no good time.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Oh, you're here for 4 days. Great. Let me have a seat. Yeah. That's
it's tough.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Put that on you guys. Don't look at me.
At least you're not walking into beef. You're not like walking into shit. Yeah. At least you got that going.
Not at all, man. It's very much good vibes.
Maybe it'll change. Maybe you will change some minds because people are living in it with you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
We're all going through it in real time.
Yeah. So eyes may open up as things go along, or maybe grandma sees something that you don't even notice, and it's like, oh, that's messed up. That's and it starts the conversation. So
speaking of grandma, so I did.
That's what we wanted.
I met her.
That's what we wanted. Look at Neil. Neil like hit the little button.
I'll be quiet for a while.
I met her grandma, and she is just like. There was no hiding it. Like she was like, I'm not a fan.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Nice.
Like she no hug, no handshake. You know what I mean? Like barely looked me in the eyes kind of thing. I'm like, okay. No,
were you warned?
Not directly enough. I would have appreciated, hey, look, she doesn't like black people. You know what I mean?
It's going to be a hard pass. Like the hardest pass you've ever experienced is coming up in 3, 2. Hey, Granny. Yeah. So you knew that she wasn't going to be cool, but she was going to be all.
Exactly.
Oh,
I knew it wasn't going to be lovey-dovey, but I didn't know it was going to be like, oh, we're not doing this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, we're not doing this.
Okay, so I mean, how did it pan out? I mean, you to give us the goods.
It was very, very quick. She lives right next door to the parents, the grandma and then the parents. Okay. And so we were at the parents for the weekend. And so the grandmom came over it had to be like 20 minutes. She didn't really look at me, right?
Her grandma's pretty mobile. She moves around. What she's like?
Enough.
Could you fight her if you needed to? That's what he's asking.
I'm not feeling threatened. You know what I mean? I can handle myself. Yeah, no, but she's like, moving around enough, but she is pretty old. And she's not like,
So she's not like a senile person who doesn't know what's going on.
No, yeah, she's not there.
That's why I asked.
Yeah, she's with it.
Okay.
She knows
what she's saying.
She knows what she's doing. She knows what she's not saying.
And,
you know what I mean?
And was it like, Granny, that's Gary? And was she like, fuck Gary, and kept on going?
She was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then just kept it moving.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, okay. All right. I guess I'll go fuck off in the living room.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? For the next 15 minutes.
And then Granny left, and we're like, oh, she's not normally like that.
No, not at all, man. Everyone knows she's like that. And it was, honestly, it was a little like that. So it's the dad's mom. Mm-hmm. And he was, he's upset about it. But it's like, there's nothing you can do. You're not going to change her mind. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh, the dad's mom was upset. Like her father was upset about her mother's reaction. Yeah. His mother's reaction.
Yes. Yeah.
That's at least a positive.
That is.
They're great people, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
great.
it's like the mom came from a certain time, and it's just, you're not gonna. It's not that it's right. It's obviously wrong. But you're not gonna change her mind. You're just not.
But no, I do agree with Neil. Like that, he did have his reaction, I think, was on the positive side of.
Oh yeah, his reaction
fucked
was
up
great.
Shit. Yeah.
Glad he doesn't. Yeah, it's just you don't see. I'm happy that it's not what you normally would be. Where if the grandmom's mad, then or having a problem with that, the dad.
Yeah.
He luckily grew up and did not take over the habits or thought process.
Yeah, I think he was one of those that saw and chose the opposite. You know what I mean? Which is that's all you can hope for.
Because we talked about this. I think it was Justin Lamar. Sure. You ever have any issues as a couple, you and your lady? As the black man and the white woman, has that ever happened?
So we went out in Ocean City, Maryland.
Okay.
It's going to get a little trashy.
Yeah. Okay. Never been there, but all right.
You never been to Ocean City, Maryland?
No.
Maryland in general, unfortunately. I'm saying that from people who
but they couldn't see your face. Your face was like, oh no, you don't know. Right? You saw his face, right? He was like, you don't fucking know.
What's Maryland's like slogan? Isn't like the "We love you"?
It's that flag that's on everything.
The flag,
on everything. Don't they have anything else in that state?
I don't know.
They'll tell you multiple times that for whatever reason they sided more with the South. I don't know how they think that happened, but
where's the Mason-Dixon line?
It is right. They are right below it. It is literally like right below it. But I mean, they're also they're allowed to just choose.
Hey, look,
they're just like, we chose racism. I don't know.
That's what we like.
We don't care where we are geographically. Right. We know we're racist.
Yeah. So you were in Maryland.
So Ocean City, Maryland, big drinking town. You got to go secrets. You got to do all the things. So we're drunk. It's like a Saturday night, and it's like one of our first times as a couple, kind of out. And we're at this just like trashy bar, and this guy, he's at the bar by himself. He's clearly been drinking all day. Just does not approve of us, right? And he just kind of starts talking shit. And that was my first time like really being face to face with it.
Wow! It just starts because he was drunk. He was drunk at this point.
He was definitely drunk, but a drunk man tells no lie. He was just speaking his mind, dude. And I'm like, we got to get out of here before the cops come.
Before things get
Yep. But he was just like, asking her, "What are you doing? What are you doing with this guy?" Like,
really, like that, huh?
Like straight up.
Wow.
And dude, we just had to get out of there. But I'm like, the audacity was so blatant.
But was anyone else like, that's just fucking crazy, Rick? Fuck off, Rick, and like keep on moving? Or was they just like let this guy be?
Everybody was kind of doing their own thing. People playing pool.
No one gives a fuck. No one gives
their fucking business. Yeah. And this guy was kind of like, peppering us, with questions. And at first, I didn't really realize it. I'm like, maybe he's just drunk, just trying to have a conversation. But then I'm like, this is racist.
Yeah.
You don't like me because I'm black and she's what? You know what I mean? Like,
you don't like that we watered down the gene pool or whatever the fuck you're on.
When he was done dragging his knuckles, did you? Fucking Neanderthal. So I mean, you guys just left. I imagine you just extricated yourself. The smart decision.
I'm like, that's not
with.
Worth it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What are you doing? There's a million bars you can go to. Why be at this one with this fucking bitch?
Exactly.
Also, I'll say it for the white side. Fuck every white person in that bar who didn't say anything. I'm really tired of that happening as well. Fuck you guys.
It happens.
I'll just step in.
But sometimes you walk into a place and you can kind of feel.
Oh, you can feel when it's not spoken, but it's felt.
I kind of knew when I walked in. This is going to be a one. We'll take a shot and get out of here. You know what I mean? Like, this is not where we need to be.
Oh, but there's times when you walk in and no one says anything, but you still feel it.
For sure.
You still like, oh shit, this
just the vibes.
We took a wrong turn. And you're just like, we're getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah. One of those nights you're bar hopping, you're like, oh, we're not going to stay here too long.
Yeah.
Quick turnaround.
It's funny because we were in one place we were in Virginia area and Virginia Beach, and the dude was like, be careful. He said the place, and then we ended up and it was
at said place.
Yeah, and it was like, damn, he was on that one.
Oh, yeah. So he gave you the tip of like,
he gave us
man,
the jump off. Yeah, but I thought it was like more of a late night. It was like a jazz spot. We just went there when we hear some music and have a couple of drinks, but they were not. No,
really.
Yeah,
no,
you
they
can't.
were.
Oh wow, that's some white shit, dude.
No, some black shit.
No,
some black shit.
Oh, sorry. Wait, what's up?
Yeah, some black.
Of course.
They didn't like that. They
Yeah, they were black shit. Oh, the other side.
They were
of the
like,
coin,
get this white lady out of here.
Yeah, like what the fuck? What just happened? Yeah. And then they set us way far in the back, and I said, "Hey, man, we're not doing this. We're not going through this. You ready?" We left.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like
It doesn't help that you guys are good looking as well.
Yeah, it doesn't help
Targets.
at all.
Pure hate right there.
It does not help at all.
They're like, you two are gonna make the most beautiful baby.
Yeah.
You know, if you ever do. Yeah, they're like, no, get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. And I was like, can we sit right there, right in the front? So you're like, fuck you. Get your fucking asses in the back.
Dang.
But yeah, that shit is out there. Yeah.
There are some black people with very strong opinions.
Yes. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, my thing is like, man, if you're a good person, I like you. That's it. That's it. If you're good, I like you. If you're a piece of shit, fuck off.
Obviously.
That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the most logical thing going right now is that right there.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
I can put a couple in or not. But I thought you had another question, baby.
Did I have another question?
I don't think so. Maybe not.
I think we ended on. I mean, we ended on the heavy.
We did a great job. I didn't even give you guys the warning because we were just humming along.
We were just cruising.
We were just cruising.
Yeah.
So I mean, do you want to do pluggies?
Let's do pluggies and call it, right? Let's do
Gary,
that.
Yeah, hit him with some plugs, bub.
You know what you got coming up, Gary?
Yeah.
So I know May 8th, Derailed Comedy. I'll be down in Hamilton, New Jersey.
Okay.
So that'll be a fun show. After that, I got some fun stuff in the summer, man. Everything should be on GarySharpComedy.com. So GarySharpComedy.com. Yeah, go to the website. Also follow me on Instagram at GarySharpComedy. I keep my socials updated, man, and we're gonna have some fun. We'll be outside.
He's good. He's funny. Go check him out.
Appreciate
good fucking
that.
comedian. Like him a lot.
Yeah, walk on up. Tell him how his relationship is against God.
Please, yes.
Please feel free to heckle him as much as you want.
Get hammered first, and then please come up to me and spit in my face.
I'll be at Port Carbon, PA. That's coming up, and I'll be at Inkwell, Raven Lounge, and Punchline later on in May. And I got some on the 16th. I don't really know what that is yet because my calendar's a mess. And that's it. I don't have a website. Just go to Albert Davis Comedy on Instagram. Go check me out. I have a logo though. Check this out. I'm a hat guy now. You guys probably don't realize that. I have a logo. Okay.
Ooh,
just tell me you want one and I'll give you one. You don't have to pay for it yet. Get them while they're hot. And there you go. What you got, Neil?
Oh, yeah, sure. You're going to be up at I am Neil Wood on all the social medias. Yeah, you can come over to Myers Brewing every second and fourth Friday here in Philadelphia and Fishtown and check out all the other podcasts on the network. Go over to droptent.com. And if you want to rent the studio or just check out some of the great podcasts we got going on, feel free to check them out there. Thanks, guys. This is a great pod.
Sweet.
Peace.
Thank you for listening to Seriously Dad on the Drop 10 Media Network. Like, comment, follow, or subscribe to @SeriouslyDadPod on everything. Find the Seriously Dads on Instagram at Albert Davis Comedy and at Jay Yoder Comedy. Seriously Dad is produced, sound mixed, edited, and art directed by me, James Neil Wood. Go to jameswoodart.com or droptent.com for more.
Seriously, Dad?
This has been a Drop Tent Media production.